I was like looking at the agenda. I was telling Miss Carter about it. I was like, I looked at the agenda. It was like 10 hours, and I was like, okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
like you made it enjoyable, so I was like engaged the entire time. So it wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be.
It did
But
fly by.
yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You almost forgot you woke up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, to get here.
Do you understand what that means? That you were born to do something special. And your job and your responsibility is to make sure that you figure out what that thing is. And a part of the reason why we're here is not just to put you into an internship. We want to make sure that you understand what your gift is. Does that make sense? So that you can make a difference.
My name's Dano. I'm an Inroads intern. I first joined the program just hoping to get an internship in a field that was relevant to my major, which is economics. And I got that, but through this training session, I really learned a lot about your gift, in the words of Pierre. So knowing your gift and knowing what you can bring to the table is what's most important. So rather than professional development, I feel like I gained a lot of personal development during this workshop.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised because, and let me tell you why I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this because it's easy to get comfortable in those environments. I want y'all to be comfortable with me, but in those environments, I just want y'all to be a little bit more self-aware. You know what I'm saying? So we might text, email the way we text, and we can't do that. When you get in that environment, you just want to be very cognizant of that, okay?
How much more confident do you feel?
So last year I didn't get to go to the last development process because I was in a family reunion in Atlanta. But coming here today, I got a lot of good knowledge that I probably should have had when I went to my internship last year. So my favorite part was just coming in, and instead of looking at it as just an internship opportunity where you just, put something down on your resume and able to get money, think about it as an opportunity that you could really add value to the company and how you're going to do that. So if you're going to add value to the company, ask your supervisor exactly what am I doing that is going to impact the company and this division specifically, and when I do that, how can I compare those results to what you want to see and what I have done? So that was the biggest thing that I probably took away today from just this whole development process.
I just want to say that I thought today was honestly amazing. I really appreciate being able to actually meet real business professionals like yourself, because we've only met through video chat, and it was really nice finally meeting people one-on-one and face-to-face. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I didn't know any of these people when I walked in, but I got to know a lot of them just by the first activity that we did. I felt that everything was really interactive, and that you guys really made it apparent that we did group activities together to really get to know each other, especially since a lot of us were working at the same areas or working in DC in general. I know I have a few numbers now, so now we're probably going to connect on LinkedIn and all that. I really appreciate a lot of the advice that we had. Me being a rising senior, I enjoyed having that little seminar that we just had with just us and going over what was really important for us specifically in our time of our lives, going through this transition of going to be graduating and looking for these full-time jobs. And I appreciated going over resumes, what kind of resumes, because honestly I didn't even know there were 4 different types, all this stuff, and I was just what? No, that's not, I don't know any of that. And it was nice getting feedback from others as well, especially from all over. There's some people from Ohio and Pennsylvania and Maryland and Virginia, so I thought that was really cool. And there's just a lot of things that I'm going to take away from today. There's some things that you guys repeated over and over again that I felt were super important, your response is your responsibility, and you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses and your gift, which is a word that you use very often, which I feel is very powerful, because I feel a lot of people feel uncomfortable almost being able to express what they think they're good at, almost feeling that they might be oh, I'm really good at this, and blah, 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 but I feel that that's just something, that's even a strength in itself, just being able to know yourself personally. And I know that was really big with you guys, and emotional intelligence, which I feel a lot of people don't talk about very often. And I felt that that was really insightful, just getting more in touch with like emotional intelligence and knowing people. And somebody even in there, one of the students, not even one of the people facilitating this, they were like, you know, I think people forget that at the end of the day, people are behind all these operations. And, you know, that's crazy to think about, but she's so right. Like, we do. Like, people totally forget that. And like even you were like, this chair like was made by somebody, and we just sat in it. We didn't think about it. Like we were just like, oh, we trust that this chair was made sturdy enough to hold me and like all that stuff. And I felt that that was really interesting to think about because I didn't really ever think about that. And I was just like, you're so right. Like, thank you. Like you totally just kind of like opened that up for me. And I think that was something that's really big with just this whole program in general, was that we do get to collaborate with others, even with such different backgrounds. Like, there's some chemical engineering in there. I'm like, what? It's like over my head for sure. But it was definitely interesting, kind of like getting their take, especially figure out what color we all are. Like, I'm orange, and a lot of chemical engineering were green, and that's not me at all. Like, that was my least. But it was really interesting to see how that all kind of played out, and how they thought and how I thought and what their strengths and weaknesses were. So for me, at the end of the day, today was really insightful and something that I will definitely take into the workplace when I start working.
I just want to let you know, I just want to get to know you, and I want to get to understand you so I can know, what's important to you. Then you ask the question, what are the 3 most important things to you as it pertains to me as an intern? And then you say, well, look, I just want to let you know, there's a couple of things that I've observed. He's going to be like, man, that's a sharp young man. You're going to say, wow, what things are you talking about? Well, I take the metro, and I just want to let you know that there are times, and if you do this up front, what does it do?
That sets the precedent.
Bam! Sets the precedent.
So what I expected out of the day was not what we received. It was a lot of information. I learned more about myself, how I am as a leader, and what I need to work on. And then I also learned about other people's styles, how they learn and how they teach and lead other people. So it was a very great experience. I learned a lot about myself and how to work in a team, what not to do in a team, what to do in a team, and what to work in.
So coming here today and being a part of the leadership development kind of gave me a lot to think about giving value and what I can contribute to my organization other than just clocking in and clocking out with my regular 9 to 5. How to evaluate what I can do internally and personally to get better experiences and to actually make myself a meaningful and part of the company rather than just being an interchangeable part. So for me, I discovered my gift today, which is being able to execute a vision and knowing that that gift comes with some downsides, but also knowing how to emphasize my strengths and combat my weaknesses and stay on top so that way I can actually exceed and excel in my internship rather than just stand there and kind of just fill out the job description and have it to add to my resume and actually create a meaningful experience along with meaningful relationships with my coworkers as well as my supervisors.
My name is BRIMA, an undergraduate at Morgan State University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration. The 2017 leadership development training was truly an eye-opening experience. There was so much important and valuable information being brought to us as new interns. The most valuable piece of information that I brought back from this day was being self-aware. Knowing your emotional intelligence goes a long way and is a key factor in your being successful in the workforce. What stood out the most to me this day was being able to differentiate between the 2 types of people, those who speak upon what they want and those who act upon what they want. It's very easy to miss an opportunity by not being assertive in your position.
Almost done. Your attitude tells a whole lot, y'all. So you have to realize that your attitude is more, is not, it's 90% of what people see, your body language. So you have to make sure that you pay attention to your body language when you go into these work environments, because people are watching that and they're making perceptions and judgments off of your body language. All right? That making sense? All right, y'all can sit down, bro.